The cow is trying to like get down in my video. I ain't right. Yeah. Ugh. I'm at Beartooth Pass Highway. I'm going to check out this overlook, and it overlooks. Say that. Rock Creek Vista is where I'm at, and here's the overlook. We're at elevation 9,190. We're pretty high up. This is about Duck Creek Village elevation. I think we're supposed to go up to about 10,000 feet. This isn't the peak. This place has been on my bucket list for some time, and I'm happy to be here. This is an amazing ride, amazing view. Yes! Yes! So I've got some friends. Hello? How are you guys? I found this beautiful spot in the middle of this forest outside of Beartooth Pass. I was so happy to find this. There's even a river down there. I don't know if you can hear it. And then I've got some friends. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know. As long as they don't trample me or something. Maybe they'll scare the bears away. Moo! Moo! Moo moo! Moo! It is time to Paul Bunyan this shit up. Or should I say it's time to Bear Grylls this shit up. I've got to find me some firewood before it gets too dark, and then I can chill, relax. These are some pretty mean clouds, but hopefully they're not rain. C'est la vie. Okay, it's my turn to try to get the bear bag up in the tree. Let's see if I can beat you on the amount of tries, Lloyd. So I did it, Lloyd. It took me a few tries, probably just as much as you, but I got it. Thanks for the tips. And my beer is what's left over from the buffalo chip. Hefty metal. It's not very cold, but yeah. Give it a few shakes. Not bad. Not bad at all. I had one of the coolest nights ever last night. Found this beautiful campground, and a guy pulls up and starts setting up his camp, and I'm like, come share the fire pit if you want. He's an old cowboy. He was telling me stories on how he spent 2 years riding his horse around the country. He could only get 40 miles a day on his horse. He'd just find a ranch or somewhere to work and stay there to make money. And he sold all his things, left his house with $34 and went on the road. So there was this one story he said where he met this cute blonde up in Virginia City, Nevada. She really liked him. She really wanted to go with him, and he said he had to pay a debt. He had to do that before he could do anything, and he was heading south. He had borrowed money from this place, and he swore to pay it back. He said, I'll be back, but I have to do this. Anyways, he gets there, he pays his debt, and even a little extra, just in case somebody else came along. And he gets on his horse and starts riding, and if you've ever been to Virginia City, it's pretty much a cowboy town. It's an old mining town. So of course there's a ton of tourists, and they just surround him, like taking photos and posing, you know, a cowboy walking down Main Street on a horse. So he had to stop. He's like, I'm gonna blow the surprise, because he was a day early to come back and see her. So he told everyone, hey, quiet down. This is the story. I've got to go in, and there's a woman in there. I've got a surprise. I got to be quiet. I got to do it by myself. They all understood, and they kind of stepped back, and he's like, just take photos, videos, whatever you want to do, but there's someone in there. I got to go surprise. So he trotted on up towards where the saloon was, and the way the boardwalk goes, the sidewalk goes up, and he said it was basically level to almost the horse's back, and you could see right into the saloon. He rolled up right there and looked in, and there she was, and saw him. And this is the touching part. He's sitting there telling me this story, and he actually teared up a little. It was very touching. He got a little emotional, and he says right then she ran out and basically leaped off that boardwalk right into his arms, and jumped on the horse, and then they went off. I guess it turns out she was batshit crazy, as he says. But you know, it's still romantic nonetheless. He had this dog with him named Buster, his old little ranch dog. The story behind that is it was just given to him, basically. It ended up on his tractor, and he couldn't find the owner, and I guess he just kept him. Called him Buster. Buster's 14 years old now, has bronchitis, from what he says, and he was roaming around here though. Cute little dog, very obedient, wouldn't leave his side. This is the stuff that I love about adventure on the road. I mean, the adventure he had over those 2 years is probably more than I could have in 5 years on the bike. But I still got to experience it and hear about it. He's writing a book. I'm going to try to keep in touch with him, and I'll try to keep you guys updated. He says it's pretty much done, and it might be a 3-part series, which would be really cool. He's going to see how the first one does. So anyways, that was my night. The stars did start to come out. It was a little cloudy. I was worried about rain. Just as I got my tent, it started to pour. So thankfully we retired just at that time. I did get out in the middle of the night, and the stars were magnificent. Magnificent. I wish I had done some photos, but I was kind of nervous of bears. I did end up getting my bag up in the tree to protect it from the bears. Really cool this morning. Woke up as our cowboy was leaving, and pointed out these deer. I think it was, maybe it was antelope or something. And they just trotted right through the camp. That was really cool. Today I'm going to go to Yellowstone, and we'll see where I'm camping. I doubt I'll get a camp spot in Yellowstone. So my friends are back. What's up, dudes? How's your morning going? It's okay. You can hang out here. I got the fire going. Okay, so I'm not sure why this always happens when I go to a national park, but it's fucked. Pretty much the only two roads where I'm at in the park to go south are closed off. One is closed year round for whatever reason, and the other one, a water main broke, and now they've closed traffic completely to that. So the only option is to go basically out the park in a gigantic detour. It's happened in Yosemite, similar thing. It's like, this park's amazing, it's beautiful, but there's so many goddamn people here. Frustration, yeah. Update, looks like my trip to Yellowstone is not gonna be happening. There's just no way I'm gonna be able to get south. They're closing the road permanently, it sounds like, and I've got to go out the park and basically take probably a good 4-hour detour to go to the west entrance. It's kind of a real bummer. It's a big bummer, actually. Just heard some people saying how they had a hotel and all this stuff, and they're not happy. I guess shit happens. Shit happens. Today turned out to be an uneventful day. Unfortunately, I guess they all can't be winners. I didn't make it to Yellowstone or the Grand Tetons. Originally, I went through the northeast entrance out of Red Lodge into Yellowstone. And the first south road, once you enter the park, was closed. Fine, whatever. Go to the west side, and that south road, apparently a water main broke and they closed that road off. So there was absolutely no roads going south. Only way I was going to be able to go south was to exit the north entrance and make a major detour, going up through Bozeman and around and all the way down to the west entrance. So I did it, basically blew that whole day, and I found a campsite. I wish I did some video, but I didn't. Off this dirt road. It was kind of sketch. I had to ride my bike off-road a little bit and tuck away in the trees so that I wasn't seen. Everything went fine last night, though. It wasn't too cold. It said it was going to get down to 39. I think I just prepared myself pretty well. I had all my stuff packed in my sleeping bag to keep me warm. I was more worried about bears because it was very much grizzly bear country, and I was all by myself in the wilderness. Got to that was fine. Woke up this morning, was kind of putzing around. I actually got sleep, so I kind of slept in, which is kind of my fault. I went to go to Yellowstone, and the line to get into the entrance was all the way back into the little town. And my bike's been acting up a little. I think the battery might be going out. It's been giving the engine light, and the code is saying something about high voltage or under voltage. And I checked the battery cables, they're all good, but you know, I didn't want to take a chance, and I didn't want to sit in that line for another hour, 2 hours, and then deal with the traffic inside the park, and I'd be barely making it out of there by now. It's about 3 o'clock right now, and I've made the hard decision to just say, I guess this is the end of the trip. I'm gonna rush down south on the 15 and make it to the cabin tonight. So, sorry guys, I really wanted to make it to Yellowstone. I got a little bit of video that you saw, and that's about it. I think I'm still like 2 hours away from the cabin. Taking a little break, eating some peaches. Stuff like this you can pack, it doesn't go bad. As long as you either have a can opener or one of these pop tops. It's a nice little treat on the side of the road. Really cheap too. If you stock up on them, just throw them in your bags. And you don't have to buy this crap at the gas station and waste your money. It's kind of cool. Even about 1,000 miles away from South Dakota, I just ran into this guy, younger dude, who was on a Dyna, no wind protection, and he was coming from Sturgis. His dad comes from Detroit and he comes from St. George, and they meet up in Sturgis. For the last 8 years they've been doing it. And he's still heading back. my trip has come to an end. I thought this was a perfect way to end this. I hope that it comes out as well as I see it with my own eyes. It is one of the most beautiful sunsets I've seen. Probably a mixture of some fires around here, but it's got a lot of pink and oranges and blues. Damn. So that wraps it up. If you guys got something out of this video, I invite you to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, hit the little bell so you'll be notified when I upload any more videos on Sin City, Color Country, and Adventure. See you guys on the next one.